Hello everyone, we are the Legend Hunters, ready to get our asses kicked by Dark Souls a second time!
Well, it's certainly been a while, and you know what? We have a special guest with us.
What do you mean special guest? He was one of the original Legend Hunters, you fucker!
I'm back, bitches! Yes, Leo is actually with us, at least for the first half of Dark Souls 2.
Yes. We're recording this while I'm on vacation, so I'm here with the guys, and we're going to go ahead and do some Dark Souls 2.
Yep, so without further ado, we're going to jump right into it and make a brand new character to get its ass kicked.
Alright, let's go ahead and press the... Okay, so I should know we're playing the PS4 version of Scholar of the First Sin.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of differences between the original and new game.
And whatnot. And, I only recently got a PS4. Woo! I actually have one now! And, I've gotten a little bit of practice, so I'm going to be the first one because I am the noob.
And I'm a bit more seasoned, but Leo is the expert with Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I actually played Dark Souls 2 before Dark Souls 1. So I'm actually a bit more familiar with Dark Souls 2 mechanics. And even though I haven't played Scholar of the First Sin yet, I'm actually very familiar with the changes and everything. So hopefully I will fare very well.
Alright,
Yes.
and we're also going to make a few rules. Much like within Dark Souls 1, every time we die, we'll pass the controller around.
But due to the number of bonfires, we're also using those as checkpoints, as well as bosses and those boss bonfires.
Yes.
So expect to change every single time something happens, something changes, etc., etc., etc.
Alright, anyway, I will go ahead and say this. This opening cutscene is freaking beautiful!
Which looks a lot better than the original.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Your past, your
And you know,
future.
there is an interesting link that I actually heard from Blade of Gripes that I didn't even think about when looking at this entire game.
Ooh, Butterface.
Yes. The thing about this,
None
loss
will
of
have
memory and
known,
loss of
and
self,
you
right?
won't
Yeah.
even care.
doesn't that remind me of
By then,
Alzheimer's?
You'll be
Yeah, it
something
kinda does.
other than
It
human.
is. And that's interesting.
thing that feeds
I didn't
on
actually pick up on that
souls,
until Blade of Gripes mentioned
hollow.
it, so.
I think I would notice that because my grandmother did have dementia, so...
Long ago,
Oh god!
walled off
Oh tag.
land.
Man,
Should I
she
look
looks-
at that eye or should I look at that
Man, she looks better and worse at the same time in HD.
eye? Yes, she does.
I
Holy
can
shit.
recall
I'm sorry,
Look at
am I watching a Tolkien film or am I watching Dark Souls 2?
you're familiar.
Can't really
Who
tell.
could you be?
Though I do say the number of dragons flying around that peak does remind me of the Dragons movie.
We do not talk about that film.
Oh, that film is glorious.
Jeremy Irons.
You know what's gonna suck is we have this beautiful intro, and then we're gonna be ripping on the in-game graphics for the remainder of the Let's Play.
Yeah, but... Oh,
So the thing about Scholar of the First Sin is not just a recollection of the Dark Souls 2 game. It
What-
was supposed to be a remaster in that they placed different enemies, they fixed glitches, they upped the frame rate from 30 frames per second to 60 frames a second. They added a boss. There was supposed to be a bunch of edits to make the game fit better as a story. But when they did that, they also forgot to tune up the graphics.
yeah.
So
And
there
are
are
certain points, which I think all three of us have now taken note of,
Yeah.
that have spot issues.
Spot issues, glitchy weapons phasing through the ground.
I had a case where the entire area failed to load properly, so I was basically wandering through this land of white marshmallows.
It looks like a Bethesda game, let's put it that way.
So
and,
that's
and even then Fallout 4 looks better.
Yeah.
yes.
But I will say this: I've grown a far more greater appreciation for Dark Souls 2
oh yes.
because after playing it for like the second and third time, ooh, that's horrible.
If there's anything that drew me to the second game over the first in the Dark Souls line, it's quite simply the variety.
Fate.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of variety. So we are going to be using a build that takes advantage of that as best as possible.
Yeah.
Which
we spent weeks trying to figure out this build.
which is awesome, but at the same time, to people who are very familiar with this game, it's going to be a cop-out.
It
Because-
kind of is.
Because by the time we get to near endgame, it's going to be stupid how easy we are taking things on.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be even all the more pathetic when we die.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
All
So here we are.
Well, where are we?
Well, if we paid attention to the cutscene, we apparently fell through a whirlpool to here.
Was that a whirlpool? Was that water? Where am I? What am I doing? What the hell is going on? Why does my head hurt? And where's the nearest bar?
Well, for starters, let's go ahead. Ooh, that is very pretty.
So, unlike the first Dark Souls where you're just dropped into a character stream before story, you actually get to play as a character before you actually create your character.
I have some criticism about that, actually. Number one, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Number two, because I have to go through this little segment, by the way, those things will attack you. They are giant assholes if you actually attack them. Don't attack them, you noobs!
I've tried doing that in a new game once. I've never actually been able to connect.
Yeah, they have a really weird hitbox. You have to
Yeah,
aim
but
down.
if you hit even once, they all jump you.
That being said, New Game Plus, they will attack you. But that's another story.
All right.
Yeah, and
Lift the camera up so we can take a look. See.
go towards the light!
Yeah. So let's go ahead and cross the bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Not exactly a Star Over Bethlehem, but it'll work.
Yeah. Back there was a rusted coin. That will increase your item drop rate. Don't use it.
Unless you absolutely need to eventually.
And behind this waterfall, there's this smooth and silky stone, which will come into play later.
I have never seen this path before.
Learning
You
new
always
things.
jump?
Yes.
That's how I got my very first achievement in Dark Souls, which, by the way, is the most hilarious thing to ever exist.
This is Dark Souls.
You die the first time, they give you an achievement for it. And just to remind you, yeah, you're playing a game that's going to fuck with you.
So let's go ahead and get started. Oh God, more butter faces.
No. I would say these are old milk faces. No, except for that one in the top right.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
she have a name?
I believe she does. That she introduces herself if you defeat certain enemies.
Another thing that I did notice in this game, they kind of made the lip syncing a lot better as well.
Yeah, they kind of did. But on the one hand, because it's HD, it looks much better that they're pulling all together. But on the other hand, because it's HD, we can also see all the little weird things about it as well.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the fact that they have square lips at some points.
You'll go hollow.
Or teeth!
Yes. You'll become one of them.
I can't tell whether I'm looking at an old lady or what's supposed to look like a lady, or if I'm looking at a
You're looking at
talking pastel painting.
You're looking at a version of Framed without the
Oh,
skin
God!
whiskers.
Oh, God! No!
Enjoy that
And I
message.
think they're older than he is!
Anyway, so here's your name prompt.
This is also bullshit, by the way.
So what we didn't come up with a name in advance for this character. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass the controller around until we can actually decide what we're gonna call him or her.
All right. So let's,
And I think we all simultaneously agree we're making this a her. Yes.
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 Okay. Very good then.
So I'm gonna pick my first thing. And here we are.
Tyria. Okay.
Because we're gonna tear you to pieces!
I'm going a
I
little.
thought punning was my shtick. Are you stealing my jokes? Have you been reading through my notebook again?
I'm doing this since we're doing a female. I'm going to be doing.
You're doing Rule 63 now?
Yes. Give me that.
Both of you are stealing my jokes.
Oh, no!
Oh, well, I didn't say it, but yeah. That was going to be a no, so anyway.
Okay. Well, how the hell are we going to do this? We all three have our own.
Just keep going. We keep going until we can finally settle on one. That's the humor of this.
All right.
Either we wear ourselves down to the point where we just to say fuck it, or we actually Okay, now you're just fucking with me, you asshole. This is the way you welcome me back?
Yes.
This is the way you welcome me back, motherfuckers.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to think of something. I'm burning out here.
All according to plan.
Okay.
If you want to pass it, I'll pass it back to you after I have mine. 'Cause I do
No, I
one.
have an idea. I just forgot her name.
Ah,
What was your Fire Mage's character's name?
No.
Aw,
moving on.
never mind. That was my idea, but we're not doing that.
And for the record, it was Ash.
Oh yeah.
Which is actually the name of one of the characters in my PlayStation 4. Oh!
Yennefer?
Ouch! Ouch!
Someone's been playing The Witcher 3.
Yeah, yes he is. Sort of. Well, actually, I've got one.
Seriously? This is... I know no one's gonna get why I'm freaking out, but seriously, we're going through character hell right here.
Oh, yes.
Character reincarnation hell right here.
And here's the thing. We can't change it back.
Yes, unfortunately.
That's one thing that I hate.
Zero, did you remember yours now?
It was going to be Ash.
Oh, okay, well, but do you remember, you have another one for the list, or do you want to come back to me again?
God, I think I have one.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Okay.
Well, I guess while we're talking about this, we could explain what the heck Rio is. Rio was originally going to be one of the characters for a game that the three of us had envisioned trying to put together. And that has me super salty, by the way. Super salty.
I would go for that, but we need a unison in order for this to work. So,
Oh fuck, I have another one.
Fiorina?
I don't know what that one is.
okay, it's a Fire Emblem reference. Apparently, you guys didn't play.
That didn't get much.
Yeah,
better.
but he passed one
Oh,
further.
okay,
so
okay.
so let him
Alright.
go again, and then we'll all be caught up.
Okay. This is my one.
This is your balancing one out. Okay.
Not really.
Ah!
Okay.
The
Doubly
salt
salty.
continues to flow.
I
Okay.
Are we-
I'm
are
actually
we
trying to come up
Are
with
we
a name for it.
gonna run through every single female RPG name before we eventually come up with the laziest decision, and we say this is brilliant? Because that's basically what's gonna end up happening. I'd like it for the ironic factor, but no. I'd like it for the ironic factor, but no.
We almost had a consensus on that one.
You know what? I actually do.
Fuck you both!
Okay.
Fuck!
Okay. This is my last one because I'm honestly out of ideas afterwards.
Ruby, but weren't we playing an albino? Or what the hell were
Ruby Rose from Ruby.
I
Yes,
know.
we know.
But, what was our character going to look like again?
Albino, which is
Oh.
why I initially suggested a Versa when we were doing this earlier.
But a versus
tank!
She has your skin tone. She just has white hair, which is what I'm getting now.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so Legend.
Have we
Legend.
figured?
Let's just go back. Legend. I guess it's going to be between Legend and I until we can actually find something that's suitable.
Well, here's my candidate.
Actually, I do have another one.
Noir sounds kind of nice.
Alright.
I know we don't have the accent, but you know what I'm going for.
Agnes.
No.
Angus?
Bravely default, you fuckers.
Anye!
Yay!
I said I can't get the accent, but you should know where I'm
Let me
going
see
for.
that real quick. Maybe we can.
I don't know where the accent
LT.
is. Yeah, see, it doesn't do accented characters
Yeah.
in the English version.
I actually kind of like that idea, Anye. Because honestly, even though she is a mage, she does all the different roles. She can be any role she wants.
Okay.
Should we go with Anye?
I like it. I mean, I opposed it.
Well, I think I'll go with it. I
All
think
right.
I can go with it. Anye it is.
Alright.
Guys, though, by all means, we're still running with the fact that it is Rule 63. At least you know your own name. And if you change your character class to something that contradicts it because you happen to walk away and forgot the name, Too bad! I have ADD.
So,
Please don't judge me.
so pay attention to this part. This is actual game mechanics we are learning right here.
Closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Wicker Man?
Think
Not the bees!
Ah!
your past. Yes. It's an effigy of you.
Not very,
Not very creative. But anyway, here's finally you get to the character creator.
Yeah, and again, once you pick the name, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You can pick the classes, though.
And we've already figured out what kind of class we're going to be.
Cleric is actually the best for what we have in mind. I actually created a stat builder that allows us to see that, well...
Min-maxing wise,
This is our best option,
yes.
I personally favor the healing wares.
because it's honestly the best idea.
I actually prefer the petrified something because you go ahead and you can cash it out right away.
Alright.
That's true, but I like to have the healing items on me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just going down the list, Life Ring gives you health, doesn't really... It sounds good, but honestly you're going to be losing health a little bit too quickly regardless, so this won't really benefit you too much. Human Effigy, one more Human Effigy, but there will be a few of those down the line. Healing Wares, I've already said my piece. It's basically more stuff to heal you, and you get some poison items, which will be very helpful early on, because those are expensive. Homeward Bone, I don't recommend this. You can get a whole bunch of them early on. Seed of a Tree of Giants, this is an interesting one if you want to give the person who invaded you a little something to remember you by.
Yeah, because you use this, every single enemy in the area will aggro to them.
And you. It won't stop the enemies from aggroing on you.
But it will allow the enemies to attack invaders as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can do some fun stuff with this, particularly in one particular area in the Lost West. Anyway, Bonfire Aesthetic. For the masochists.
This used to be good in Classic because you could actually use this to grind for a certain armor set, but because of the adaptations to Scholar of the First Sin, it's not as good early on.
What Bonfires of Sex do, basically, is they make the area in which around that bonfire
New Game
plus.
Yeah, you can actually manually raise certain areas to be more difficult.
However, when you beat the game and move to New Game Plus naturally, that area will be New Game Plus 2.
And it will actually show you the amount of levels you have.
Mhm.
You do get more bonfire aesthetics later on as well.
Yeah. For a certain area, I might want to use a bonfire aesthetic, but that's for another idea altogether.
Right.
Now, lastly, there's the Petrified Something,
Okay.
which is a trade item.
It's a trade item, much like the Small Sooth and Silky Stones, but the trade items they did it differently, so that there are actually tiers, and you can and it's actually given by lottery rather than a direct trade for.
Yeah.
Which I find to be slightly more annoying because you can basically go through the entire game with a fantastic weapon, or you can go through and you just get like a little soul packet.
To be fair, a lot of the drops are not. It's not as broken as it is for Dark Souls 1, but certain drops, especially from the Petrified Something, can be very helpful.
Alright.
Which is why I typically go for that, and usually because most of my souls go towards light gems early on anyway. So
Alright. Now, there's one last thing on this list, and I know we're never going to pick it.
nothing
Nothing!
because you are a noob.
Nothing for the noobs. Alright, so, healing wares?
Healing wares.
Healing wares.
All right, and for the next part, enjoy.
All right.
Enjoy.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure. That's actually kind of good.
All right.
Alright.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah. All right. So back up.
Okay. That looks so ridiculous.
She looks ridiculous.
All right, we done?
All right, we are done. Let's go ahead and finish this fucking.
All right, time warp is over.
Is this our true self? It is indeed.
Alright, yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Legends in control.
All people come here for the same reason. To break their balls. We are no different, I should think.
Well, to be fair,
I'm a woman.
she doesn't have balls.
Yeah.
She has ovaries.
Yeah, well, we're going to get those busted up quite well as well.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Ouch.
It wasn't me making that joke.
Sorry to any women in the audience.
So much for our female fan base.
Yeah, that was terrible. Oof. Moving on. Remember, hold on to your souls. Bullshit. Spend them when you can. If you save them, they will go.
Stockpile stockpile the packets.
This is the point.
Oh dear God! Get out of my face.
This is the point where it becomes self-aware.
Yeah.
The game is too self-aware at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, why did you have to open your mouth then,
What
woman?
the hell were you eating?
No, she was attempting to tongue you across the table.
Oh, yeah. Behind those wooden teeth?
Okay, so first.
Anyway, now that we're here, go up the stairs and raid their treasure chest.
Oh, yes, that's right. I need to rob them first. Of course, we could talk to her and find out what her name actually is.
But we don't care.
Well, we could just speed up the thing.
No, you could, but that's the evil asshole. And we're actually not going to do the evil asshole.
No, I'm not talking about, like, attacking them. I'm talking about, like, speeding up dialogue.
Oh.
What are you thinking?
I thought you were suggesting another evil run.
Okay, first let's like that bond.
Oh yeah, you can also close doors. Holy shit!
Yep. Before I pass off the controller, I am sticking to that. If you're playing a deprived route, we didn't actually go over the different classes, but deprived basically starts you off with what
Jack.
appears to be nothing. But unlike what Zero was about to say, you do not start off with jack shit.
Because you still have your imported stuff from earlier.
So you can still run through with this stuff. I personally don't like the hood, even though it will give you additional protection, mainly because that's a lot of hard work that you put into a bunch of features that you're going to hide behind a fucking helmet.
Alright, light the frickin' bonfire so I can do shit.
Alright, do shit.
Alright, so rest at it. So here's where you can attune spells. We have the heal spell.
Heal Miracle.
Heal
It's
Miracle.
not a spell.
You can burn certain items to gain special effects. Traveling, you can actually travel at the start, unlike in Dark Souls 1.
Which, on the one hand, is convenient in its own right, but on the other, it does make the whole world kind of feel smaller.
Alright.
Yeah, and to be fair, there are parts of the realm where you don't get to really appreciate the realm because you don't fast travel.
Oh no.
So
You're
what
going to go after that
What
thing.
Zero is going to do is he's going to take on an optional enemy here that can yield a very useful item, but is
If
also
you can kill it.
but is a pain in the ass to try and kill, and you will see why in a second.
Yeah. It was nice to have that humanity.
Behold!
Hello. It's a troll. Remember, you don't have the invincibility frames that you're used to having.
And we're going to go through our healing wares faster than you can say fuck you.
That was a... Let's guard break a troll!
Let's guard break the troll's ass. So yes, this is a troll. A new enemy for Dark Souls.
Sure you can! There's a fall.
There's the roll.
Ah, boy. If you have sorceries, if you start off as a sorcerer, this guy's a chump. You can basically just camp by the door and just walk in and walk out and shoot him whenever he aggro's on you.
Otherwise, you have to do exactly what Zero's doing and not get eaten.
Yeah, that lunge attack is when he'll decide to eat you.
And is an instant kill on pretty much any level.
Yeah, and even if you survive it, it leaves you bleeding.
Which actually is not as bad in this game as in previous games. Before, bleeding would automatically do 50% max damage to your character. Actually, 33% to 50% depending on the modifier.
Okay.
In this game, bleeding only reduces your stamina regeneration by 25%.
Okay.
Which isn't that bad. And holy shit, Zero is doing an awesome job.
I stand corrected.
Stone ring.
Bum, 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 we are going to die to this later.
So, can you actually go and read read the description for the stone ring.
Okay.
Alright.
Because you'll find some very interesting lore.
Okay.
Alright, so.
The beloved ring of the gallant shieldless Lothium, formerly a Ferosa, hits greatly reduce enemy poise. The effects may seem trivial, but for those who comprehend how critical it is to exploit a hole in the enemy's defenses, the significance of this ring will be clear.
This ring is a lifesaver.
Especially early on.
And in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are, again, not as good as Zero, I highly recommend using a Sorcerer to cheat the hell out of that boss.
Alternatively, you could do the sensible thing and level up first, and then come back when you're stronger.
Yes.
True, but I wanted to do that because I have balls.
Okay.
You're a lady at the moment.
Lady balls, which I like to call rippies.
Brass ovaries?
Right. Which,
Okay.
passing over to Leo now,
Yeah,
we can begin proper.
Alright, actually, let's begin proper in the next episode.
Alright then.
This is Death Zero.
Leo Force.
And this is Highly Impressed, signing out.
Later, guys.
Ciao.